Hello, friends. I'm Andrea Morris, and welcome to another edition of Spill the Wine, a podcast about wine. And we are embarking on our third interview today in Norfolk County, which is really cool because we've done so many episodes in the Bench area of Niagara, and it's really fun to experience a new area, new wines, new flavors from the terroir. And today we are with Kathie Gilchrist from Inasphere. Hello, Kathie.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here and being a part of this podcast. I have come to Inasphere on a couple of different occasions, and I've always wondered, where does the name come from?
Now that is it's really cool, actually. Okay, so we are part of the Long Point Biosphere. So we are in a sphere.
Oh.
That's how they got their name. Just one day they were, before they opened, they're sitting around drinking wine, going, what are we going to do? What are we going to name our winery? And then that's what they thought. They thought they're in the biosphere. So they are in a sphere.
That is funny how wine can actually just really be so inspirational.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Inasphere because you're in the biosphere. And listener, I will tell you, when you're sitting here where we are now with Kathie on the patio and looking out over to the lake through tons of marshland.
Yes. Yeah.
And fields, it's just so relaxing. And
it's
just
beautiful view.
Yeah, it's so calming. Mm-hmm. If you're ever feeling completely stressed out, get in your car and make the drive out here, sit and drink wine, and just see this amazing view. Now, is this your land in front of us that we're seeing where the...
Yes. So, do you want a little bit of history?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, Ryan's grandfather. So, right now, Ryan and Chantel own the winery. Ryan's grandfather came over from Holland in the early 1960s, and he farmed different areas to see how farming was done in Ontario. And then in 1963, he actually bought this farm, and he was able to buy that marshland down there. So that's called reclaimed marshland. So what it was, actually, it was like a bog. It was thick and mucky. So what he did was he took the top layer off, sold it to tobacco farmers. So it was a win-win situation. They got really good soil, and he got rid of it. And then in 1967, he actually put in a dike all the way around it. So there's 88 acres down there, but only 86 is farmable because the dike takes up 2 acres. There's also a pump house in the far corner over that way that helps. Now, this land actually can be anywhere from 1 to 5 feet lower than lake level. So the dike does help. It's flooded 3 times. First time was in 1994, then in 2013, and 2020 was a big one. Just because the dike broke and there was, I think, about 5 feet of water. It happened actually the end of April 2020. So the vines were all dormant, so it did not affect them at all. And of course, no planting had been done yet in April. So
because it was 2020.
Yeah, 2020 was a great year, wasn't it?
Oh, sure was for grapes, yes. Yeah. For people, not so much.
Yeah, so that was kind of that's what he did to contribute to making this a nice farm, because it's always been like, this is a 3rd generation family veggie farm until Ryan and Chantel took it over, and that's when the vines came in. But I believe he had celery and was it strawberries maybe he started with. Now, I did hear that he had cows, but I don't know. I'm really not sure. So, but, and then in 1980 was when Ryan's parents took it over. So it was still a vegetable farm, and Ryan's parents took it over. So this field right in front of us is all cabbage. And if you look further to your left, there's a little patch of brown. That's more cabbage. And then they'll have 2 acres of cabbage across the road. So a lot of cabbage. You may say, why do we have so much cabbage? So
everyone likes coleslaw.
That's right. That's right. So in 1980, Ryan's dad, I don't know if he approached the company or the company approached him, but they made an agreement, and it was just a handshake. and they can grow as much cabbage as they want. And then this company picks it up. I believe it's Kingsville, just outside of Woodville, sorry, just outside of Toronto. And they buy all the cabbage, and then they sell it to grocery stores.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've been here since 2018, and it's been anywhere from between 50 to 65 acres of cabbage that they grow.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the other thing that his parents did.
Sorry, you said there's 88 acres and 50 to 60 of it is cabbage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's a lot of cabbage.
I'm getting gassy just thinking about it.
Wait till they start harvesting.
So where are the vineyards then?
So the vineyards are actually right beside the cabbage in the middle. They look like the trees.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So the other thing that Ryan's mom and dad did was across, like where our winery is, there's a big building. It stands tall, and it's set at a certain temperature and a certain humidity. And that's where all the cabbage is stored. They start harvesting about October, and they're done sometime in November. And it gets put in these cabbage bins. And if you notice, when you look at your picture of all the wine, you'll see on the label, it looks like the cabbage bin, because they wanted to incorporate the farm in with the winery.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? So when you look at the label, you'll see what the cabbage bin looks like.
Because it's all interdependent as well.
Yes.
Because the cabbage helps keep the winery operating.
Yeah.
And
so those crates hold anywhere from 250 to 300 heads of cabbage, I believe.
wow.
Right? And you wouldn't believe when you see that barn. It's huge, right? And they store it all in there. Now, sometimes they come a little earlier, and even in the fall, they'll come and take some cabbage away. But it's kind of neat to see the whole process. So those are the two things that Ryan's mom and dad did to make this winery what it is today, or this farm / winery what it is today.
So did they grow the cabbage before they planted the vineyards?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just Ryan's parents that did the cabbage. So now, just before Ryan went off to college, he's like, I don't really want to do veggies all my life. You know, he saw what hard work it was. So what he did was, him and his dad were talking, and it's like, let's plant some vines down there, see what's going to happen. So he ended up planting about an acre of vineyard down there, and there was 10 different varieties. He just kind of threw in. Nobody's planted in marshland before, right? So he just threw it in, and then he went off to Niagara College for viticulture and winery. And my understanding is he just left it. He did not even tend to it, sort of thing, right? Well, when you go off to university, really, right? You're not going to come back, and do that. So anyway, he ended up, he did that. Then he went to Niagara College. After he graduated, he worked at Jackson Triggs for 4 years under the wine masters there, learned a lot of interesting stuff, and then he came here. Now, Chantal went to Brock University and studied business. So I always say they pair well together, which is like a really nice wine, wine and cheese pair well together. Yeah. So now in Ontario, you actually have to have 5.5 acres of vineyard before you can open up a winery. So once they found out what vines were good in that kind of soil, which was the Riesling, Cab Franc, and Pinot Noir. So those were the ones that, out of those 10 varieties, those were the hardy ones. So that's what he planted. And then in 2016, they were able to open up the winery. I believe they opened it up in spring 2016.
That's a really cool story.
Yeah, isn't that? Oh,
From cabbage to wine.
Exactly. Now, a really cool thing, back in the grandfather day when he was clearing off, and I had heard a couple of different stories, but then I got the straight one. So,
Because you ask a lot of questions.
I ask a lot of questions. So Grandpa's on his tractor and Grandma's at the back, and she's putting the mucky soil into, because the tobacco farmers wanted it finer. So they had whatever machinery it was that's going to break it down more. So she's putting the muck in there, and she turns around and she's like, well, where did the tractor, like where'd the piece go? It's missing. Well, they ended up in World War II. This land was actually used for practice with marker bombs, right? So there was those marker bombs down there, and one had exploded, and it wrecked the part at the back and wrecked the tractor, right? Yeah, it was kind of cool, like to hear that story, right?
Yeah, probably not cool when it
Not
happened.
cool. So what they did was the one that had the gunpowder in it was nighttime, and then the one for daytime had the smoke in it, right? So they could see how well they landed, right? Once that happened, I believe it was the National Guard that came out and raked the field to make sure there was nothing else there. And I believe just when Chantel and Ryan took over the farm, which was in 2013, I believe they came once more. Just because when you're turning up the soil all the time, you may have turned up one of the markers again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really unique story for this farm.
That's crazy, though.
Mm-hmm.
To think that's like, what happened to that?
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. Bam. There it is.
It kind of relates to an episode that we did earlier in the podcast history with Black Bank Hill. And their history of that winery is that they were the runway
Oh, okay.
for the planes that came over the lake
Oh, wow.
and went this way.
Yeah.
So maybe one of the planes from that winery actually dropped the bomb that came here. So isn't it funny how things kind of go full circle?
Exactly. That's
What a
so
small
cool.
world we live in.
It is. So a little bit about the grapes too. So right now we have about 3 acres of Riesling. We have an acre of Pinot Noir. We have 2 acres of Cab Franc. And the Pinot Gris, we have an acre. And the Marquette, which is our newest one, is 1.25 acres. So the oldest vines were planted in 2008. And then we planted more in 2012. And then the Marquette was planted probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, so the Marquette was because it is a cold weather grape?
Yes, and it was something that he figured he could do down here in the marshland. So the Marquette is new to us. So this is the first year, actually, that he was able to bottle the Marquette, which was neat, too.
So he has a straight wine that's just Marquette?
Yep, and it's a hybrid. Marquette is a hybrid. But with his Marquette, it's one single root. I'm not sure about other people's Marquettes, whether they have 2 and it combines, but his is only 1 root. And it grows wild, but it can produce really nice, ripe fruit. So.
Yeah, though I've only ever had Marquette as a blend. I've never had a straight Marquette.
Yeah, it's a straight
that
Marquette,
would be
yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Have you tried it?
I have, and it's like, I love all his wines, like even with the reds, because all his wines are very fruit forward, easy drinking, very approachable. The reds, these ones that we'll be trying today, as well as the Marquette, are done in stainless steel. And then he uses oak chips instead of an oak barrel. Because with oak chips, you can gauge how much oak you need or want. And he wants to make sure that they're very easy to drink, that you're not going to have a whole lot of tannins, because tannins are like sucking on a wet tea bag. You don't mind those big, bold reds if you know that you're going to have a steak or food with them. But he wants you to be able to drink a red and just sit out and enjoy, right? So he can control the amount of oak with the oak chips, and then he can get to the style he wants quicker. Whereas with the oak barrels, there's micro oxygenation that is with that, right? Just because it's sitting there longer. I learned that with the oak chips because I had taken courses, wine courses, and I'm going, okay, how can you get your red wine out faster? Because I thought it had to sit in the oak barrels, and that's how I learned about the oak chips.
Do you then have to like kind of like put them in a sieve and get the chips out?
No, they're kind of almost like in a bag, like
okay, kind of like a mesh bag,
yes,
like when you go shopping.
Yes, yeah.
And
then he just pulls them out.
Does he have a specific kind of chip of oak that he uses?
You know what? I'm not sure about that one.
Because I was just wondering if it's like the French oak chips or American oak chips or Canadian oak chips or
Yeah.
like.
I'm not sure.
Well, Kathie, just make
That will
something
be a
up.
question. That'll be a question. Can I borrow your pen?
You sure can, yeah.
And
I'm here to help.
I'm gonna write it down. What
Yeah.
kind of chips? That's good.
Yeah. It just, because the difference in the oak gives the difference in the flavor. So I'm just wondering.
I love that. Another cool thing too about this marshland is that right now they still work closely with Turkey Point Company, Long Point Conservation Authority, and Ducks Unlimited. And the reason being is that there is hunting rights for these groups. So, when it's clear, they can hunt down there. And it was, I think it was like a 99-year, I'll say contract.
Like a lease.
Yeah. And that ends in 2029.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then they don't get to hunt here anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. No, maybe they'll still let them hunt, right? Another thing so we have just under 9 acres of vineyard down there, but that gives us about 15 to 20,000 liters of wine.
Wow. So small lot.
Yep.
You're not in the LCBO, right?
No, but she's trying to get in there. She's doing a lot of the applications. It's a big process.
Yeah.
But all our wines are VQA.
Do you think it will help when this area actually becomes an appellation and it becomes like a recognized area?
It could help because you know what? It's amazing the number of people that are coming from Niagara, actually, right? And they're going, wow, we didn't know all this was here, right? So they're really intrigued. And I think once there is an appellation for us and people are studying the appellations when they're taking their wine courses like I did, they'll go, oh, we want to check that one out. So I think we've got a lot more traffic over the years. I've been here since 2018, and I have seen this place grow. It's just amazing how busy they are.
Yeah, the first time I came out here was, I think, maybe 10 years ago, and 25, 15. No, it wouldn't have been that long ago. I would say maybe 6 years ago.
Okay.
And it was so much fun to just discover these wineries, because I had a friend that lived in London.
Okay.
And she was like, let's go to Norfolk County. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And I remember coming here, Burning Kiln, and Front Road at the time wasn't Front Road, it was Blueberry Hill.
Yes.
So it was, and Frisky Beaver.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's nice, for Front Road and Inasphere and Burning Kiln, where we're all on the same road, and we're so close together. And what I love about all of the wineries and even the breweries around here, we all complement the other. And, because we don't have those big, bold reds like some people like, the chewy reds. Okay, well, we know that the Burning Kiln has those, go there, and if they hadn't gone to Blueberry Hill yet, it's like, oh, you got to try this particular wine of theirs, so it's nice that everybody gets along.
Yeah, because when I came down here to do podcast research, I was like, where should I go for my third winery? And they were like, Inasphere. Go there. Make sure you go to Inasphere.
Yeah.
So it's the same way in the Niagara Bench area. Everybody helps each other. It's a huge community of support, because when one person succeeds, everyone succeeds.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's really important.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
What are we going to start with today?
So we're going to start with our Sauvignon Blanc. So it's a 2021. So let's do a little
very
taste.
light in color,
It is.
as the Sauvignon Blanc would be.
But
A little
it's not.
citrusy on the nose.
You know what I can taste? Granny Smith apples.
Oh.
This is a great grape too for the cool climates.
Yeah, Sauvignon Blancs do well. That's a nice hot weather wine. Because it's, especially if you don't like sweet wines.
Yeah,
That's
and it's a dry.
Yeah, it's dry. It's a very perfect introduction to your winery, because it's just, and it's funny because Sauvignon Blanc wasn't one of the grapes you mentioned. So do you grow those here?
So the Sauvignon Blanc and the Chardonnay and the Cab Sauvignon, we get the juice from his friend in Niagara.
Okay.
And they just came. And so it was really cool to actually meet them. And so he gets the juice because we can't grow these right now. And he gets all the juice and then he does his magic. So, And it's really interesting when I say he does his magic, because when they came in, the wines that they have, say their Cab Sauv, taste nothing like Ryan's Cab Sauv, right? Because it just depends on what the winemaker does. Same with, I believe, Front Road Cellars. They had some of our Riesling juice.
Yep.
And yet their Riesling tastes totally different from our Riesling.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. It's totally different.
Yeah.
And actually, when we just said sweet, I'm going to tell you something about our Riesling. So our Riesling, which we will be tasting, there is a 3-day window where he has to pick those grapes in order for that specific taste to be in that Riesling, because our Riesling is our claim to fame.
Okay.
Right? So he has a 3-day window. So he watches the sugar level, and in order to get to the, I'm not going to say what the flavor is because we haven't had a sip of it yet.
We'll wait till we get there, and then we'll, yeah.
So it's kind of cool that way. So
I think it's cool that you're saying that you get the juice as opposed to the grapes.
yeah,
So they already like
have
pressed them.
crushed it and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that saves you some time.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. Because
Yeah.
crushing does take a long time, and it can be messy, right?
And do you tell them how much skin contact you want on that juice then?
Well, like reds always have more contact with the skin,
Yeah.
right? Than
But like with the rosé, do you grow your rosé grapes here? Does that matter?
nope. The rosé gets growing here. It's our Cab Franc.
Okay, so then you would want. I can see from looking at the rosé, there's a very minimal amount of skin
Yes,
contact
yeah.
on that because it's almost the color of a rose of a Sauvignon. Well,
Yeah,
almost the color
it's
of the
just a
Riesling.
little
It's
bit
very,
of pink.
very, yeah,
Just
very,
a little
very-
bit of pink.
Yeah. Well, that was a not my usual go-to for a Sauvignon Blanc. I don't tend to like them that dry, but I know a lot of people that do, and they would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's very warm weather refreshing. But speaking of this really light colored rosé,
Yeah. So this is made with our Cab Franc grape.
and I always like a rosé made out of Cab Franc.
And so this is dry, whereas a lot of people will come in and they'll say, oh, is your rosé sweet? And it's like, no, it's dry. And they go, okay, we want some then.
This is the kind of rosé that I like.
Yeah.
I tend to like a very dry, very minimally sweet. I find it very refreshing.
Yeah. And don't you
Not
find
sweet.
that the wines are fruit forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Very much so.
And I think a lot of people, because they're fruit forward, they think that they're sweeter, right? Even though this is a dry, but I
Yeah.
think with the fruit forward, and I don't know how your other podcast went, but it's funny because some people think that, so say for the rosé, we say there's rose petals and honeydew melon. They think that we're actually putting rose petals and honeydew melon in the wine.
no.
And it's like, no, that's what the grape gives you. That's
Yes.
what the wine master thinks, what he finds. And the cool thing I find with wine tasting, and you may say, okay, no, I don't taste rose petals, or I don't smell rose petals, or whatever. And I say, yes, the thing I learned in taking my courses that is everybody's right.
Yeah, because everyone has a different palate.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everybody has different memories. I had a hard time because there were some people in my class that worked in tobacco. So they could taste the tobacco or smell the tobacco, and I couldn't, right? And she says, because that's in their memory bank. So when they're smelling that, that's what they're finding.
Yeah, it's when we talk about the tasting notes as well, it's like when I do wine tastings with people, I tried not to mention the tasting notes because I want you to come up with your own idea of what it is that you're smelling and what you're tasting. And
Exactly.
I think if it's written in front of you, you tend to think you're wrong if you smell or taste something different.
And if you, I can't think of what the word is I want, but say if I suggest to you something, then that's what somebody's going to drink, and they'll drink it and they go, yeah, like it's the perception, right? Or
That's what's beautiful about wine. It's like we could drink the same thing and you and I could have two completely different experiences.
Exactly.
With the same wine.
Yeah.
And that's, like, which we're going to do right now with your world-class Riesling.
yeah,
idea.
the claim to fame.
The claim to fame.
Yeah.
The world-class Riesling. It doesn't taste lemony at all. It really does have much
No.
more of a tropical,
So
like, melon.
when I describe this wine to people, I say, Actually, they really kind of laugh. But I say it's tropical fruits because, you know, you can maybe taste, some people might be able to taste pineapple or citrus or mango. But I also say it's got a little bit of effervescence in it as well.
Pineapple for sure.
Yeah.
A little bit of papaya maybe.
Yeah. And this wine actually is really nice because it is a little sweeter. It is really...
But saying that,
it's
not like
sweet.
people would go like, it's a little sweeter. It's residual sweetness.
Yes.
It's not like...
ice wine sweetness.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what I explain to people too. But this wine is great when you're, say, having hot foods. You know, one day I remember having salsa that I made and it was so hot and we're like, had the beer and it's like, wait a second, the light bulb came on and I ran downstairs to the basement to my fridge and grabbed a Riesling and it was just as if it had put the fire out, right? So like Thai foods with the different curries, the hot curries.
Yeah.
This Riesling is really great. If you have a little bit of, is it yellow curry that's not as hot? The dry Riesling works really well.
Mm-hmm. That's a really nice Riesling.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's just got, it's really fruity, but it's also, it's not so sweet that it hurts your teeth.
Exactly.
But it's just a pleasant amount of sweetness.
Yeah.
That's on a hot summer day like today, it's stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, I really like it. And that's their claim to fame.
Yeah. I could drink this Inasphere.
Yeah.
And I am. No, really, really beautiful. What's the price point on that?
Actually, price point on all these wines are amazing. $19.95.
Really?
Yeah. The only one that
that's amazing
is $20.95, which I'll also I'll just put a little dig in there, is our gray area.
Really?
Which is our white Pinot Noir.
Shut up.
Yes.
A white Pinot Noir?
A white Pinot Noir.
Wow.
So it is the Pinot Noir grape. And it was a happy mistake in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And red grape processed like a white wine.
Right. No skin contact,
No
obviously.
skin.
Yeah.
Yep. As soon as it was crushed, the skins were taken away. So that's very unique to our winery. And, you know, people go, gray area. Actually, a lot of people say gray matter. And it's like, no, it's a gray area because it's a red grape processed like a white wine.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's a unique wine for us too.
I like that. So now what are we up to?
So what we're doing now is our Spheres 21. So this is, and the reason why I put it before our reds, it's almost like a palate
cleanser. Yeah.
Yes. So this is our sparkling. This is our second sparkling that we did. And this is made with our Riesling grape. We do have another one that is made with our Cab Franc grape.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And it's as clear as this one.
Really?
It is.
So no skin contact on that?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. No skin contact.
No skin contact. So
Kathie and I are having a fun time at this tasting, aren't we?
So this is good. Like this will be a little sweeter than the Cab Franc one because it's the grape.
Right.
Because the Riesling grape is sweeter than the Cab Franc grape.
Really nice, very light bubbles on that, but very refreshing.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Oh, we make the best mimosas. I'm not an orange juice mimosa person. What we started a few years ago.
You just wave the orange around the top of the glass, and that's enough?
No, you got to try it with watermelon.
Oh,
watermelon juice.
Interesting.
Yes, I have to get Chantel to buy some watermelon juice because everybody's going, oh wow. So we would serve either the Spheres 20 or the Spheres 21 with watermelon juice, and people were like drinking it up.
Wow, that's a grand idea.
Totally different flavor. Now I did hear a really good way to cut watermelon just the other day. You take dental floss and go around the edge of the rind and then take it down like that on the meat of the watermelon.
Really?
Yeah, so I got to try that.
I will try that.
Yeah, I'm going to try that.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, watermelon, good. You know what else is good? It would be peach juice.
Yes, peach
that would be
juice
really
is
good too.
And in the fall, we actually offer mimosas made with apple cider.
I was going to say, don't say pumpkin. That would be gross.
Oh, everything is pumpkin.
I mean, I love pumpkin. Don't get me wrong.
I love pumpkin
and
pie,
a mimosa
but
would be like.
No, we do it with apple cider. And
That would be
it's huge,
Yeah.
a huge hit.
We've got a cab blend now.
Yes. So this is our very first blend that we had. So he didn't know how it was going to turn out. First time for everything. But this is a 2022. So it is 85% Cab Sauv and 15% Cab Franc.
Huh. It smells really great.
Delicious. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And both grapes blend well together.
Yeah, I was going to say they complement each other.
And see how I mean, where it's light?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you can just sit outside and drink a glass of red wine without having to have food with it.
Yeah.
Right?
But if you were having a burger, this would be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've put this one and the other red we're going to try in my French onion soup.
Well, hello. I've never tried that.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah,
I've
you
never
have to.
made French onion soup, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
So.
you put red wine in French onion soup.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. And that would be, now we know. You have to come to Inasphere, get the cab blend, make your French onion soup.
Yes, that's
and
right.
That's a 2022.
Yep, that's a 2022.
And the grapes are from 2022? The grape that was made
Yep, it would be.
Okay.
Yep, they would
Okay.
be from 2022. So whatever the vintage is on our bottles,
That's what the year is.
that's what the year that they were picked.
That's a nice wine. Nice
Mhm.
alcohol content on that.
Mm-hmm. This one actually has 12.6.
You're right. Once it aerates more, the vanilla does, the nose
Yeah.
comes out on the vanilla. As I was trying to think of what it was I was smelling, and it really is that
And you know what?
vanilla.
I
When you
hate
open a bottle of vanilla
Yeah.
and you go like,
Oh, I make my own homemade vanilla.
Kathie, you're something else.
I can tell you how to do that
don't
later.
tell me. Tell me off off mic. That's yeah. Now that you said vanilla,
Mm-hmm. But you know what I found? Like when we talked about the Marquette, I found like smelling the Marquette and tasting the Marquette that he made is very smoky. And I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. So,
well, the next one, the Cab Sauv, is so much darker in color.
it is. So that is our fullest red that we have at this winery.
And it's pure Cab Sauv.
Yep, pure Cab Sauv.
The color is beautiful.
It
It's
is.
just such a deep red, purple, almost.
Oh, I just love smelling wine. I love tasting it too, but I love smelling wine.
You could have your own podcast, Smell the Wine.
Yeah.
I'll spill the wine and smell the wine with Kathie. That smells really smoky to me,
I was going to just say that is smelling smoky.
but doesn't taste it at all.
No, but it smells it. It's
It's very
so
fruit forward on
yeah,
that.
and it's that's right.
What if you
That's right.
what if you like took the inside of a barrel and put black cherries in it and just kind of like rubbed them in?
Yeah, you never know. Somebody actually, one of the customers today, it was a brewery, and I can't remember where they went, but it was a brewery, and they ended up putting like beer in a red wine barrel, so it was like a pinkish color.
Oh, interesting.
And it was because the red wine was inside the oak barrel, right? So
So that barrel must have been used quite often
Yeah,
in order for that
I would
to
think
happen.
so.
Like I've been to wineries where I've gone into the barrel room and it's like the outside of the barrels are red. So you know they've used that barrel
long
like
time.
so long. So
exactly, which
who
is
knows?
which is cool.
Yeah.
Like history is cool.
I think so too, and
Yeah.
I think that when you know, like just talking with you about the history of this vineyard and sitting here and looking at the farmland, it's like it's so cool to hear how that all became a reality.
I know, right?
Because I think you could look at that land and go like, it's all marsh. Why would I want that? But to
Yes.
know that you could, with making a dike and making all of that happen, that you could make this farmable and make it a winery
Yeah.
is just that to me the vision that's beautiful.
Exactly. And it's, with all the cabbage, it's still a vegetable farm too.
Yeah.
And that's why they have,
Inasphere Wines and Farm Market. Yeah.
So like on the other side of the vineyard, they've got San Marzano tomatoes, which is one up from the plum tomatoes,
Oh.
right? Really great for canning spaghetti sauce.
Mm.
Oh, yes. And I got some tricks on that one too. And then there's like field tomatoes, They've got cucumbers. They've got broccoli and cauliflower. They've got Spanish onions and red onions. And we bag those and we sell them. People like call us. We get on the list for the onions? Because they're sun-dried.
Oh, wow.
So you keep them in a cool, dry spot. They pick them up, September-ish, right? You keep them in a cool, dry spot. And like mine lasted until the end of March.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're great. They're great. And then they've got 4 different types of peppers. I think I said cucumbers already. Beans, yellow beans, green beans. And then they rent out a portion of their land for soybeans.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of work, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And even with the vineyard, like, it's not just, okay, we have to take care of it in the summertime, in the springtime, in the fall. It's a 12
Oh, yeah.
12
The
months of the
vineyard,
year.
you're constantly.
Yeah. They have to do something every month to that vineyard.
Yeah, as you would, because you've got to keep the land fertile. So, yeah, it makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
What a beautiful location.
Oh, it is.
Like, it's, listener, if you don't even know how wonderful this is until you come out here and experience it. And this area is just golden.
Oh, yeah. And we get so many comments from people that haven't been here before or have been here before. And they go, we're bringing people back because, like, the view is amazing.
The view is spectacular. And it's so funny because it's so different than Lake Ontario.
Yes.
And because Lake Erie is such a shallower lake.
Exactly.
And I grew up on the other side of it because I grew up in Ohio.
Okay.
So for me, it's like looking over there and going, maybe I can see Ohio. I don't know. I can't. But it's such a beautiful, relaxing place to come.
Yep.
And your wines are really, really great.
They are.
Yeah.
I will say they are. And you know what? It's neat, too, because it is a working farm winery.
So you can come here and get wine and produce, and it's a one-stop shop.
That's what I like doing. I grab my wine, grab my produce. You don't need protein. Hello.
You got your fruit in the wine.
That's
you got
right,
your
that's
vegetables.
right.
You know what? Now go home and drink and eat some
That's
and
right.
eat a salad.
That's right. And you know what? It is great, right? It's a very family oriented winery. Chantel and Ryan, and they've got the 3 kids, and it's so cute to see like the older kids. So they're going to be 9 and 12 in the fall. 9 and 13 in the fall. And just, they help out. It's like, okay, we need some more beans. So they're down on the, the quad getting the beans.
Yeah.
And, sometimes they look after the farm market. And it's just really family oriented. And it's just them.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
know?
And it's dog friendly to bring your dog on the patio as well.
Yeah,
So,
dog friendly as well. And crazy, but last week there was a cat. Somebody brought their cat, and it was like the cutest thing. It was, Parisian maybe cat, but it had like a smushed up face.
Aww.
And it just sat on the lawn chair. And
That's
I said,
so cute.
No leash or anything. And I said, doesn't it run away? No, we just carry it from winery to winery. Nobody's ever brought their cat.
Wow.
So that was really kind of neat.
Well, maybe it'll be hamster friendly as well or something, or guinea pig friendly. You're opening the door now to all kinds
I
of
couldn't
different
believe
things.
it. I went to serve them their wine outside, and I'm going, a cat? Like that just, usually you see cats just roaming. This one was just sitting on the lawn chair.
Well, there you go. It's a little animal farm here.
Yeah.
But Kathie, thank you so much for
thank
taking
you.
the time to chat with us about the winery today and to serve us all these amazing wines. It was such a pleasure to speak with you.
Well, I'm glad you came to Inasphere because I know, even though I'm not related to Ryan or Chantel, I'm proud of what they do. And, kudos to them. Kudos to them.
Yeah, I think kudos to the grandpa for starting this amazing land here and having the knowledge to know that you could make this marshland like farmable.
Yeah, and profitable.
Yeah,
right.
It's just like kind of like it's almost like a little nod to like the human spirit that like I can make anything happen.
Exactly.
And I love that. It's just it's like.
And who grows grapes in a marshland?
Well, apparently we know that Inasphere does, so there you go. And it works. So
It does.
Yeah, come out here and try this,
Yeah.
listener, because it's absolutely fantastic.
Exactly. And I'm going to put a dig in here, but we do have music every Sunday from 2 to 4.
Well, there you go.
It's free.
Well, our producer over here, Lukas, you might want to talk to him about having him perform.
Lucas, you performed,
He's very, very talented. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And he might record it for you. You never know. So,
Okay.
listener, just, you know what? Again, thank you, Kathie. This is absolutely fantastic. We've had such a great time with you. You can find photographs of this beautiful site on our show notes, as well as a link to the website for Inasphere, so that you can come out here and experience this for yourself. We will be, you can also, message us. We have a website now, spillthewine.ca. And you can contact us at contact@spillthewine.ca to ask any questions. If you want to know how to get here or want to know anything about Norfolk County, just ask us and we can refer you to Kathie or to anyone else that you need to talk to. Be sure to like and follow Spill the Wine on Instagram and on Facebook. And also be sure to tell your friends and your enemies and your family and anyone that you know that they should be listening to Spill the Wine, because we are spreading the wine about Ontario wines and how great they are.
Amazing.
And you know what? According to studies, our wine sales have risen 60% for Canadian wines since the tariffs.
Oh, wow.
So
Awesome.
we got to
I
keep
love
it going.
that.
So
I
you
love
know
that.
what? Like and follow Spill the Wine. Like and buy Ontario wine. And until the next time, we will just say cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you in the next episode.